Alright, well, we are a day late for this because I had so much going on yesterday and I didn't get to watch the episode till last night. So it's been about 13, 14 hours since I watched the episode. So hopefully I didn't, lose anything when I went to sleep last night. And hopefully I still got the gist of the whole episode remembered. So it basically starts out, this whole thing is... It's like a crime episode type of thing, and... the yellow Don, or Don Yellow, it was like some kinky crap. she walks, she goes to this, I forget where she was going, but she basically got caught up in the middle of the officers chasing after Don Black, who, we've seen for the past couple episodes, he is portrayed as a fugitive. And so basically he hired. It's the dumbest thing ever. But there's this little brick house, or I think it was some building for business or whatever. But it's got like a little indent thing, and he just hides up against the wall. And the officers just look back and forth and like it must be that way. Let's split up and go this way. And he's sitting right there, and it's like there's a girl right there. She's appearing to look at Don Black. Which again, they don't know that they're the Donbrothers. They're each of the characters yet, but she's looking at them, looking at the officers, and the officers don't even think to say, "Hey, like, did you see a guy in wearing all black just come through here or whatever?" She probably would have been like, "Yeah, he's right here." Like, but she gets taken into the building with the guy, and then she has this realization, like, "Hey, like, this reminds me of the guy from my." Manga that I'm writing and got plagiarized for." And so she's like, "Okay, well, I need you to do this to me and, tie me up and, make me try to beg for mercy and all this crap." I'm like, oh my god, we're getting kinky. This is a kid's show and we're getting kinky here. And then just eventually all the Don brothers just start filing in. Like Don Red just pops out of nowhere and she's like, "Yeah, I'm just here to... start preparing. We're going back to work tomorrow, so I'm just here to start preparing for stuff, just, trying to help people and whatnot." And then, I missed Dom Pink came in first. Sorry, Dom Pink came in, had to use the bathroom, and then got caught up with this, sits in there, and, realized, like, hey, like, that's the guy that is the supposed fugitive and whatnot. And the girl's like, no, we don't know that for sure. Like, I'm his captive. We're going out. Blah blah blah. It was the weirdest crap ever. I did not expect a kids show to do. Well, I guess they're probably trying to go a little more, teenager, adult with some stuff. But I did not expect they blatantly just come out and just like talk about this crap. And it's like, okay, but she's like, "Yeah, I love him, he loves me, blah, blah, blah." And then again, the Don Red comes in. And then, you have all four there. And then the officers eventually like, "Oh, yeah, hey, like, Don Red took him out to help clean toilets or whatever because Don Black ate the customer's sandwich or whatever. He ate the food. So Don Red takes them to the house. They clean the toilets. They go back, get spotted by the officers, and so the officers surround the building. They get on the microphone like, "Hey, blah blah blah, come on with their hands out." And then Don Yellow, she bursts through the door and says, "We demand a getaway car. We demand." I think she said money and all this crap. I'm like, what are you doing? It's just, she's probably my favorite character. It's the weirdest crap ever. But she's thinking like, "Oh, hey, like, this is my." We don't really know her manga, but it just seems like, hey, like, this is what I want to happen in my manga. This is what's kind of happening and whatnot. And it's the dumbest thing ever. So then randomly, Don Blue is in there, or standing with the officers, and it's just like, "I want to speak to the guy, blah, blah, blah." So when Don Yellow opens up the door, Don Blue just follows her through the door. Just walks into the building. The officers don't think to go after Don Blue. He just walks in with the girl, And she's like, oh, okay, well, welcome to the party. Like, it was the weirdest thing. And so they're all just sitting in there, and Don Black's like, yeah, I was set up and all this crap. Like, my love of my life, I believe she was in jail or whatever, and if he can evade the cops for a whole year, they let her go. So we'll see how that kind of gets set up down the line. We'll see what happens with that. And then they talk more, and obviously Don Yellow's, or I think it was Don Pink's like, aren't you the lady that plagiarized? And she's like, yeah, I got falsely accused too. So then again, Don Black and Don Yellow have that connection again, like, hey, we're both, falsely accused of something we didn't do, yada, yada, yada. And so then randomly they're just like, oh yeah, it's Don Black's birthday, and normally I think it's girlfriend. I don't think they were married like Don Pink and his wife. I think it was just a girlfriend. It's like, yeah, normally she remembers my birthday and we celebrate. And then we get another flashback for Don Red to his childhood again. I talked about everything else in episode 4. I go back and watch that because they explained his past in that episode. We get another snippet here. This time it's of his birthday. No one showed up throughout the whole day, again, because he's a perfectionist, and, they didn't like that, and they eventually, they moved out of the area where the apartments where Don Red as a kid was, and his dad. But anyway, well, I talk about more in depth in last week's episode, but he has a flashback, and then he starts singing Happy Birthday, and then there's like, oh yeah, there's a cake in here, so we're just gonna go ahead, cut up the cake. We're going to take more stuff from other customers, and we're just going to, cut it up. Everyone has a piece. They all hang out. And then the cops, I think it was like the head cop bursts in. He is the monster of the week. I forget what they're called. I don't know if they have names yet. They probably do. I probably forgot the names. But, he bursts in. The cop is one of the monsters. I think it was just the stress of trying to figure out the case and trying to solve the case and whatnot. So I think that's why he turned into a monster. Again, they don't really explain that but I'm pretty sure it's just trying to solve the case was the reason why he got turned into a monster. So then we get the fight. We get Ryu Soldier again. All right, so real quick, just a quick little plug in here. I actually did miss a pretty big thing that will probably come in, as the season progresses. And that's when the Don Blue, Pink, and Black transform into Ryu Soldier. Don Red basically absorbs the powers into his sword, and I think he does it for his gun too. And obviously uses that technique in his weapons. So again, that's probably going to come into play, down the line with all the Donbrothers. So forgot to mention that here, so just going to have to put this in the middle of where I'm talking about the fight real quick. So, but it's just, it's basic Sentai fight. They beat him. There is a Megazord fight in here again, which I've explained this for the past couple weeks. Totally okay with them not having it every single week. Totally okay with that. Just makes them feel more special. Now, obviously, this is more CGI stuff, so again, it takes longer to, make the Megazord fights versus, just the guy in a suit. But, if they do that the whole season where we don't have things every single week, Megazord battle-wise, totally okay with that. It's just, it's a new feeling, or it's a good feeling when, hey, like, we haven't seen that since, 4 episodes ago or whatever. So, again, I love that. I've been talking about that for weeks, but I love that. And then, then it just kind of ended. There was nothing really notable at the end here. Just kind of, again, episode 4 had a really interesting ending. Episode 3 had a really interesting ending. And there was just nothing really crazy. They just kind of, okay, well, we're done for the day and whatnot. And yeah, so, and then next week we have a, I think, is it a sumo showdown, I think? Maybe it's not a sumo showdown, but basically, Don Pink is challenging Don Red to say, hey, like, I'm trying to be worthy for my wife, and, I'm going to show you how worthy I am. I'm going to show you how powerful I am. So we're going to get that showdown next week. That was in the preview. But yeah, other than that, you know, I got this down to just under 10 minutes here. We're going to try to finish up here in 10 seconds. But decently good episode. I just Don Yellow in this. I don't get it. But it is what it is. So for now, like the video, share the video around. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll be back next week. Again, we'll talk about, I think it's a sumo match. I'm probably wrong. It's probably just a normal fight, but I thought I saw something about a sumo match. But that's for next week. So for now, I'm out of here. Peace.